Now we begin with the introduction to emotional intelligence. Now we have finished the activities. We discuss some theory about emotional intelligence. So the first part is origin of the term emotional intelligence. Publilius Cyrus in the 1st century BC states, "Rule your feelings, lest your feelings rule you." He says, you should control your feelings, otherwise, your feelings will control you. So, friends, this clearly indicates that emotional intelligence or the concept of emotional intelligence is very old. It is not a new concept, it is very old concept. Only thing is, recently, in the recent past, in the last 20 or 30 years only, this concept has been labeled as emotional intelligence. Though it has been labeled as emotional intelligence recently, it is very old concept. Almost in all cultures we find emotional intelligence. In our Indian culture also, in Ramayana, Mahabharata also, we find emotional intelligence. The term emotional intelligence has been developed during 1970s and 80s by the work and writings of psychologists Howard Gardner, Peter Salovey, and John Mayer. Emotional intelligence first appeared in 1985 in a doctoral dissertation by Van Leeuwen Penn. Penn had just used the term in his dissertation, but this term was given more meaning in 1990. Salovey and Mayer coined the term emotional intelligence and they gave proper meaning to emotional intelligence in 1990. Daniel Goleman's bestseller book, Emotional Intelligence, Why It Can Matter More Than IQ, it was published in 1995. This has popularized emotional intelligence. This is a groundbreaking book, and this book has been studied in several business schools worldwide. Goleman's latest book, Working with Emotional Intelligence, published in 1998, also became very popular. So, Daniel Goleman is the person who has popularized this emotional intelligence in the present world. Now, let us study some definitions of emotional intelligence. The first definition is given by Salovey and Mayer. According to them, emotional intelligence is form of social intelligence that involves the ability to monitor one's own and others' feelings and emotions, to discriminate among them, and to use this information to guide one's thinking and action. Friends, so this definition means it is a form of social intelligence that involves the ability to monitor or to control one's own feelings. You are able to control your feelings and other people's feelings. You also monitor, you understand other people's feelings and emotions. You are able to discriminate among different feelings. You get information from feelings by your knowledge and by understanding, and this knowledge of emotions you can use it for your thinking and planning and action. Second definition is given by Daniel Goleman. He says emotional intelligence is the ability to sense, understand, value, and effectively apply the power of emotions as a source of human energy, information, trust, creativity, and influence. This is very wide definition. Try to understand this definition. Emotional intelligence is the ability to sense feelings, understand feelings, value and respect other people's feelings, and effectively apply the power of emotions as a source of human energy. The power of emotions is source of human energy. It is source of information. It helps us trust each other. It helps us build relationships. It helps us in creativity and influencing other people. One more definition is given by Daniel Goleman. He says, it is the capacity for recognizing our own feelings and those of others, for motivating ourselves. So, by understanding our emotions, we can keep ourselves motivated. It can help us manage our emotions well in ourselves and in relationships is known as emotional intelligence. So, it is the capacity for recognizing our own feelings and those of others, for motivating ourselves and for managing emotions well in ourselves and in relationships is known as emotional intelligence. Meaning of emotional intelligence: the capacity to be aware of, to be familiar about, and control and express one's emotions, and to handle interpersonal relationships judiciously and empathetically. Friends, the simple meaning of emotional intelligence is that you are able to understand your emotions, you are able to control your emotions, at the same time, you are able to understand other people's emotions, other people's feelings. So, this is the simple meaning of emotional intelligence. You understand yourself, you understand other people. You understand your emotions, you understand other people's emotions. This is the simple meaning of emotional intelligence. At this stage, a simple clarification is essential so that there will not be any misconception. Friends, you may have heard about EQ and IQ. EQ means emotional quotient. So this emotional quotient is nothing but emotional intelligence. Some scholars, they use the term emotional quotient instead of emotional intelligence. Second term is intelligence quotient. All of you are familiar with intelligence quotient. So friends, you should remember that EQ and IQ are different. EQ and IQ are not the same. EQ and IQ are interconnected. They are connected with each other, but at the same time they are different. So please do not have any misconception. Now let us study some examples. These examples are negative examples. These examples will tell you what is not emotional intelligence. If you understand what is not emotional intelligence, then you will get clear idea about what is exactly emotional intelligence. Mountains out of molehills. Friends, you must have listened the Hindi phrase, Hindi proverb, Rai ka pahad banana. It means, some people have habit. Some people come across a very minor incident, very minor happening, very minor situation. Though it is a minor thing, some people create a blunder out of it. Some people create a huge scenario, a big scene out of a very minor thing. That is called mountains out of molehills. Rai ka pahad banana. Now we will see some examples. The first example is mad mornings. You get up early in the morning and there is no water at your home. So this results into irritation, for example. Then let us have one more example. Suppose there is an adult, one who is addicted to social media, Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp. That fellow gets up early in the morning and wants to see social media, WhatsApp. But there is no internet connection. So this person will feel very angry, upset. Hmm? You know, these are some examples of mad morning. You know, there is a very silly thing, a very minor thing, because of which a person gets very angry. And then that results into a mad morning. And this mad morning affects the entire day. Entire day's work gets affected because of the mad morning. Now, the second example, people losing control. You may have seen several people losing their control, getting very angry, people very easily getting angry, while traveling in a train or traveling in a bus. People get angry, people occupying each other's seat, even that may result into a fight. So you must have seen people losing their control. Or on the road, if a cyclist by mistake slightly touches a four wheeler, then the four wheeler driver starts beating and hitting and fighting with the cyclist. So this is an example of people losing control. Then one more famous example of Mike Tyson. Now these are some famous personalities, and how these famous personalities even they lose control, that will be explained in this example. Mike Tyson, one time world famous, world champion boxer, he lost his control and he bit opponent's ear. Now, second example is Harbhajan Singh. He lost his control and on the stadium itself he slapped Srisant. So these are some examples how people lose their control. So this is mountains out of molehills.